Hello, fellow Wizarding World fans, and we were graced this morning, surprisingly so, I might add, to a whole new trailer for Fantastic Beasts: The Secrets of Dumbledore. And let me tell you, there is not a whole lot new footage in this trailer. Just some old footage from the first trailer recontextualized, maybe expanded on a bit. But without further ado, let's go take a deeper dive into this trailer. Now, much like the first trailer, we are presented with scenes from the Goblet of Fire instead of the Half-Blood Prince, but we are flashing from an old Dumbledore to Jude Law's younger Dumbledore, and if we pause right here, we see Dumbledore holding the Blood Pact, possibly reminiscing about Grindelwald or anticipating what their next move is and how he is going to fit into this overall battle and find it in himself to face Grindelwald. Now, here's when we start seeing a bit more recycled footage. Like, we got this in the first trailer. We see a new scene of Dumbledore being brought into the fray, Nuremberg Castle, Grindelwald again. Here we see Credence with his, what I believe to be a false phoenix. I never believed Grindelwald for a second that Credence is a Dumbledore. I say false phoenix because the phoenix is pitch black except for the embers, which I think is an awesome design, but I feel like this symbolizes that it's not of true nature. When this phoenix dies, it will not be reborn because it wasn't made naturally. Grindelwald created it in the end of Crimes of Grindelwald. What I believe he used transfiguration. We know him to be a silver tongue, someone untrustworthy, but I feel that this is a sign of lies for Credence, and I feel like we'll get another character reveal, if not in this movie, then the next one. We'll talk more about the Phoenixes later when we talk about Fox, so let's just continue on. See, and here is the extension of the footage. Here we see a Grindelwald rally. You see a lot of people celebrating. People are definitely on his side. More of the fight between Credence and Dumbledore here, which is going to be interesting. And now, I'm really liking this scene here. You see both Jacob Kowalski and the teacher from Ilvermorny, Professor Hicks, I believe her name was. Now, here we see a very damaged Kowalski. He wants out. I feel like Hicks has come to recruit him to find Queenie. Obviously, as later in the trailer we see that Queenie and Kowalski have a sort of fight, or possibly just a confrontation of sorts. I'm really happy to see that Kowalski is very damaged. I'm interested to see how it's going to affect his character in the long run. I hope they don't just gloss over that. I think Kowalski is one of the best characters in the entire Fantastic Beasts franchise as of right now. So we'll see. This trailer seems to be holding a lot of cards close to their chest, and that excites me.
You do know I'm a witch, right?
When I first saw the scene in the first trailer, I gasped that Kowalski was going to be given a chance to be a wizard. Now, since the first trailer, I was brushing up on my history of Ilvermorny, and I ran across an interesting quote here that I thought could explain that Kowalski is not a muggle. He is a muggle born with an inherently late bloomer or very lax magical abilities. Now, I will read this quote from you. Again, I found it from the Ilvermorny Pottermore article. Quote, "As Islot watched James finish marking the graves he had dug by hand, then picked up the two broken wands that had lain beside the Boot parents. Frowning, he examined the sparking core of dragon heartstring that protruded from Mr. Boots, then gave it a casual wave. As invariably happens when a no-mage waves a wand, it rebelled. James was sent flying backwards across the clearing, hit a tree, and was knocked out cold." Unquote. This has just been a long-standing theory in not only my own headcanon, but also a lot of fans, that we do not believe that Kowalski is just a normal muggle. It's kind of fun, but I like to see his character progress into something a bit more, so I'm extremely excited to see the revelations that will become from him. Now this April, extremely excited, we got maybe the Rio de Janeiro Ministry of Magic, which is awesome, Grindelwald. I'm really excited for this. This says from J.K. Rowling, not Warner Brother invites you, not anything else. This is J.K. Rowling's story, and I'm so happy to see that presented here. So we see Aberforth with some writing. He looks kind of shocked. So is this Dumbledore or is this Grindelwald paying him a visit? The words look like it says, "Do you know who is king?" Possibly. That last one is extremely hard to make out. King could make sense because, King of the Muggles or King of the Wizards, with Grindelwald trying to take over. This seems like a menacing scene, so I feel like Aberforth is going to be given a visit by Grindelwald at some point early on. Some more shots from the first trailer from a few months ago, and here's where I want to touch on a bit. So, my last video, we talked about how this was a global gathering of wizards. You can see in the corner that is very clearly, I am now convinced this is Chinese and not Japanese, as I don't see any hiragana or katakana. Could still be Japanese, purely because this is a fantasy world. I'm not going to try and get too hung up on that. What I want to talk about is the symbol here. I think this is very akin to Voldemort's Dark Mark. I think this is Grindelwald's version. This is definitely in the same realm as when we first saw it during his rally. I think this is during a global connection of wizards, a global meeting of wizards to discuss what we need to do about Grindelwald or some other political topic that's going to be brought up. And this is his hey, look, I am here. We as a community want to be heard. And I'm really interested to see how Grindelwald's going to turn that. It looks like you can see the Deathly Hallows right here, which would make a lot of sense. See, and now the trailer's starting to pick up. We see Grindelwald being heralded. We see Dumbledore and Grindelwald having a conversation. Now we get to see our team finally together on a quest to save Queenie. Find out where the hell Tina is. What's going on right now? And why is Dumbledore taking such a keen interest in Kowalski? Here we have some layered scenes. Dumbledore and Credence's fight. If you stop there for a second, we see Dumbledore is going to use the Deluminator in what seems to be, I wouldn't say a lethal intent, but we'll continue on with the trailer here. We see him activate the Deluminator and give Credence a very puzzled and quizzed look. Like, the Deluminator is able to do more. We've seen that before in the later Harry Potter films, but I wonder what he's trying to extract exactly from Credence in this scene. I feel like Dumbledore recognized him as a brother or anything like that. I wonder if he's debating whether or not he should tell him the truth. And whatever this truth may be, it could destroy Credence after he just found his new gained confidence. So it looks like we're going to be spending some more time in Paris, which I'm excited to explore a bit more. This is the most action part of the trailer. We see Newt and a new character there sending the killing curse at him. It's going to be an action-packed film, and I'm super excited about that because there's been nothing more fun than seeing wizards fight each other in an all-out brawl in these past few movies. I think the wizarding battles are going to be epic, they're going to be expansive, and I can't wait to see what the government's going to be doing with this whole fight and how it's going to pan out. Oh, I'm so excited. So here we see a very young Fox. The probably, I would say, mid-adult years, because we've seen him as a child, but I feel like Fox is going to come forth when Dumbledore is in dire need of trying to convince either Grindelwald to stop what he's doing or to hash things out, or Credence to convince Credence that he isn't a real Dumbledore, that the Phoenix he has is a sham. We see Fox being a bit brighter, it's not as black, and just that design alone makes me think that Credence has a false phoenix. That's what I was saying before. Now we see that beautiful logo. I absolutely love the phoenix coming out from behind. I think that's a beautiful design. Now we have this interesting scene between Jacob and Dumbledore, and you see Jacob summon the storm, which leads me to believe that he has this latent magical abilities that he is going to use to convince Queenie that's like, no, we can still be together. Please come back. And I think it's going to be a beautiful scene. I cannot wait. All in all, I thought this was a great trailer. Had some things to theorize about, mostly recycled footage, probably keeping a lot of the cards close to their chest. Rowling loves to do that, we know that. So I can't wait to see this movie in just 6 weeks. So, what did you guys think of the trailer? Let me know down below, and I hope you guys have a wonderful day. Don't forget to comment, like, subscribe, and I'll see you guys all in the next video. Have a good day.